Welcome to A Mason's Work, the podcast where we review Masonic symbols and illustrate how they can be used to solve problems in everyday life. With your host, Brian Mattox, a proud member of the Craftsman Online Media Network.
One of the questions that I had early on when it came to the craft was, do you ever take the apron off? And so you might physically take the apron off, but do you ever kind of spiritually, mentally, emotionally take that apron off? And the answer is, if you're a proper Mason, I think the answer is no. The way you interact with the population at large should always be part of your work. The way you interact with a brother might be a little bit less defensive, a little bit less armor, as it were, a little bit less discernment, but that apron should never come off. And we're not really clear about when and how and why of the apron in terms of the sort of symbolism. We talk about it, and there's going to be tons of lectures. If you look around online, there's, the history of the apron, and there's some interpretation on the symbolism of it. But there's some important things to know, and you're taught them from the very jump with Freemasonry. You're buried in your apron. When you pass away, your apron is either buried with you, or they give you an analog for the apron, meaning that you have been in service and will continue to be in service. That concept of perpetually being connected to the work means that everything you do is working multiple stones, right? You're working your own stone, you're working the stones in the community, you're working the stones around you. And so if that apron ever comes off, you're always at work. That doesn't mean you don't refresh yourself. It doesn't mean you don't take care of yourself. But it does mean that you have to, now that you have accepted the mantle of a Freemason, take on that responsibility as well, and basically never take that apron off.
The views represented in this podcast are those of the speaker alone and are not representative of any grand or subordinate lodge.
Hi, Brian here. I wanted to thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you have any suggestions or guidance for further episodes you'd like to see or hear, whatever the case may be, please don't hesitate to reach out to me at amasonswork.com, and we will try and incorporate your suggestions into a future recording. Thanks.
Freemasonry teaches us that the true work is within, a lifelong journey of reflection, discipline, and discovery. At A Mason's Work, we help Masons bring out their best selves through meaningful self-inquiry and symbolic practice. From personal reflection to lodge engagement, we offer tools that turn symbols into action. Visit us at amasonswork.com. The work is within. The time is now.